Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Cherry and today I'm going to be transforming this bedside table, and if you are a beginner like me, this video is definitely for you. Starting with our materials, so today we will be using the Dixie Belle and Waverly paint along with some very affordable paint brushes that I got from Lowe's, so you do not have to spend so much money on paint. The Waverly paint that I'm using is in the color Moss, and y'all, I just had to do the slow-mo for this paint because I'm just extra like that. So basically we are going to be mixing that Waverly paint with some water because the paint is kind of thick, which is a good thing, but I wanted to add some water to kind of break the paint up and be able to smoothly put the first coat on our piece. And when you are putting on the first coat, I'm kind of doing random paint strokes, and then on some areas I am going in the direction of the piece, so you definitely don't have to be this neat. I'm just trying to be as careful as possible because honestly this is my first time actually painting a piece in a really long time. So I'm definitely still a beginner, so I just want to take my time and make sure that I did not have a lot of running or too much paint on my brush or on the piece. As you see here, I am adding water even to my piece because I don't want to put too much paint for my first coat. I want it to be as thin as possible, and then we'll go back in with the second coat a little later. Anytime that I have painted, I always have a spray bottle close in hand. It just gives you a smoother finish and it helps you move your paint around and keeps it from getting too dry. So for my second coat, I'm getting as much coverage as I need. So I won't be doing the third coat piece because I know I'm going to be doing the ragging technique. But right now we will be stenciling, and we are using our Waverly stencils that I actually got from Walmart. So beautiful. So I love this stencil because it comes with directions, so I thought that was really helpful, especially for me because actually this is my first time using a stencil. I'm going to be mixing that Waverly Moss along with my Dixie Belle and Fluff to create a mixed shade. I didn't want the color to be too white, so I actually mixed them together because I'm trying to create this monochromatic look with my stencil, and I decided to use the one in the middle. As you can see, I'm cutting this stencil, you guys. Please do not freehand cut your stencil. This actually caused me a lot of problems later on because the stencil was uneven. So if you are going to cut it, use a ruler. Don't freehand cut because it will cause you problems later. Make sure you guys also use painter's tape to make sure that your stencil stays in place. So I'm using some delicate painter's tape to take my stencil down, and now I'm just going in with that shade. So as you can see, mixing the Dixie Belle and Waverly paint created this really light green shade for our monochromatic look because I wanted to stay in the green family. But I love it. It kind of looks lime green, but later on you will see how that shade just kind of settles in the piece. It's really pretty. So as you can see here, y'all, I am using this like pounding tool, and I got this from, they have them at Walmart, but I got this particular one from Hobby Lobby. Super easy to use. Anytime that you're kind of pounding your paint in, just be as delicate as possible. Don't squeeze it in too much because then at the end your stencil will have a lot of uneven lines. So just kind of tapping it on there until you get the coverage that you need works best in my opinion. So We're just gonna keep tapping, girl, until we are done. I would say when you're stenciling, the best advice I can give is to take your time. It's not something that I would rush, especially as a beginner. Take your time, do it the right way, and then you should come out with the best results. As you can see here, I created some issues with my lines, so I just used some more of that Waverly Moss paint, and I went over my lines to clean them up, and you can see they're a lot cleaner here. So now I'm going to be taking my Dixie Belle paint and Fluff, and I'm going to mix a 50-50 ratio of the Dixie Belle paint and some water to go ahead and create my wash so we can start the racking process. Now, as a beginner, I was intimidated a little bit. Basically, you just want to mix the water and your paint together, and honestly, just start applying your wash to your piece. Doesn't have to be in straight lines. I actually prefer that you do like this crisscross motion that you're going to see that I'm doing in a minute, because doing this helps you not have harsh lines, and it's kind of like you're creating an 8. If you can think about creating the number 8, that was really helpful for me. And then you just want to take your shop rag and start blotting. I actually got these blue shop rags from Lowe's as well. And It's honestly up to you and what you prefer. I still wanted some of that moss green to peek through. I did not want a lot of white, so it's literally up to you how much you want to rag your wash. And this is what the front looks like after I'm done. I really like this look. It reminds me of like the buildings in Italy. Now I'm going to create my second wash using my Dixie Belle paint in Palmetto, and I'm actually just going to mix it with the first wash that I did with the Dixie Belle paint and Fluff, so I can create some dimension within my piece. It's good to test things out. One thing I've learned also as a beginner is to definitely have fun with what you're doing. I find painting furniture to be extremely therapeutic. Create what you want, create what you love, and it will be beautiful. Taking another stencil that I got. This is from a designer series, and our metallic paint that I got. Everything will be linked below, and we are going to work with this beautiful stencil. I believe I got this from Hobby Lobby if I'm not mistaken, but like I said, everything will be linked below. And I'm just taking that metallic paint and doing that same blotting, tapping process. Now, one thing I can say about this stencil is it wasn't as flexible as the Waverly stencil. This plastic was like really easy to break. And I didn't mention before, but anytime that you are using your stencil, you want to make sure that you wash it after every use. So now I'm going to take that same metallic paint and I'm just going to do some detailing, do some like old metallic detailing on the edges of this piece, and I'm going to let you guys watch me do that. guys so much for supporting my channel. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel for more videos from me. And I will see y'all in my next one.